little behind. Hi everyone, sorry we're running a little behind. Apparently the connection wasn't the greatest, so hopefully it's good now and we're awesome and we're solid and we're set and we're ready. How are you all doing since winning so hard yesterday? I'm doing really, really well and feeling really, really good. Really excited. If you're just hopping on, for some reason it wasn't picking up connection, and so I had to start over. So here we are. I'm so glad to be here with you. Are you winning so hard today still? I'm still winning so hard today. How about you? Loving it. And feeling really, really amazing today. This is such an appropriate mug for me today. I know some of you like to keep up the mugs. I don't have a gajillion of them, but maybe I should work on them. Then I would have too many mugs, and what shall I do with too many mugs? I don't even know if that's a thing, too many mugs. So be kind. I have a human in my world who sometimes it's challenging to feel like I want to be that with them. But I so appreciate, as always, that reflection because it's so important. The discomfort's so important. We don't grow unless we are challenged and stretched. Stacy says that's, I think she means your mug every day. That would make Cat happy. Oh, I get it. Yeah, if I had a new mug every day, yes, I'm sure. Enough, she says, yes. Enough Ray done for every day? Ooh wee. Oh boy, I can't. I just can't do it. It's so much. So, but anyways, I do. I appreciate the reflection in my life of sometimes the people who are really, really challenging to love, and yeah, so it's good. It challenges us. And let me see if I can have my assistant come check this out because the screen goes dark on here. Can you come check out our live Instagram feed? Your screen's going dark on me and I just want to be able to see people. So here it is. Be kind. Be kind to the ones that are most difficult to be kind to. I know that is a challenge for me some days, but I'm really grateful for it because it makes me better. Because it makes me think about what's my role in creating the feeling, the emotion, the relationship that is hard. And so it makes me look at myself and what I can do to be better. And to me, that is the foundation of being our best selves. The foundation of being our best selves is really being honest with ourselves, looking at ourselves honestly and acknowledging our role in everything that's happening in our life. And I know that it's really hard sometimes. I get it. Sometimes some really crazy shit is happening in people's lives. Sometimes some really hard shit is happening in people's lives. And I think we're tempted to say, yeah, but what about this? It's not my fault. See, here's the thing about that. It's not about fault, number one. Number two, so long as you place the blame or the cause outside of yourself, then you can't fix it. Then you're just waiting. You're just waiting for someone else to do something different to make it better. And I happen to prescribe to a belief that I have the ability to manifest and create and change everything that's happening around me as a result of changing what's happening within me. It's pretty cool. You should try it. And it's not an easy tool to learn, maybe, but the more you practice it, just like everything else, the better you get. So if there are people, someone or someones in your world who are, hopefully Instagram's working. If you are, hi. Hopefully if there are people in your world who are challenging you, you're focusing less outside on what about them is challenging you and more inside on what you can do to create a different connection, relationship, or perception of that person. And so this reminds me right here that even when I want to punch someone in the face, to just be kind. So, and then to not judge myself for wanting to punch them in the face. There we go down the rabbit hole of the thoughts. And so here we are. So today I titled our meditation or our morning, let's follow through. Why is this important? I think this is actually something a lot of people really are challenged with. Maybe we get a cool idea or a notion of how we can do better or be better, and then we don't follow through. Why is follow through so important? I'm going to give you a few parts to this. One, follow through is so important because that is your opportunity to affirm your ability to grow, to be better, to do what you say you want to do. Follow through is so, so important. It affirms your confidence. It affirms your ability to show up. It affirms your ability to do what you say you're going to do. And we need that. We need our belief that we can do those things to grow and to be better. And so a couple of pieces to that. One, don't make commitments that you can't keep. And this is also a habit. I can give you a really simple one. You run into an old friend. Hey, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, good to see you. We should totally hang out sometime. And then you leave and you're like it was nice to see them, but I don't really want to spend time with them. Maybe it's just because you don't have anything in common, or maybe because your life is full of doing other things and that's just not something you want to do. Whatever the reason doesn't matter. What matters is that we pay attention to what we say and what we commit to. And so too, this also goes for if you're committing to doing something. If you're one of those people who makes lists that are 15 things long to get done every day and never finishes them, the only way that's great is if you don't mind and you're totally okay and pumped about what you did get done, and maybe you're able to shift the rest over. But if you are building another list in your head of all the shit that you don't get done and all the things that you don't do, and then that is making you feel less and a failure and like you can't complete things and you can't follow through, then it's hurting you more than helping you. Make your list 5. Knock off 4 or 5 every single day. But my point is this is why follow through is important. And if you struggle to follow through, I want you to think about something. Maybe it's not follow through that you have a hard time with. Maybe it's the specific thing, the task, the objective, whatever it is that you commit to that that is the problem. Maybe you're committing to too many things that A, you're not passionate about, B, you don't really want to do, or C, are not feasible in your current life schedule. So sometimes we're sitting here thinking, I'm terrible at following through, and maybe I'm a procrastinator. Another one. Maybe you're a procrastinator because you filled your plate up so freaking massively, or your list and your plate so massively that it's just overwhelming, and then you're like, fuck it, and you just go and sit down. Maybe it's not that you don't have follow through. Maybe it's you need to take some shit off your plate and some shit off your list so that you can get it done. Remember this. It's more important to get wins every single day over and over again, to develop an attitude of winning and completion and follow through and success than it is to set ourselves up with massive goals and a ton of things to complete and to not get them done. It is very difficult to build a confident self when you have the perception that you are failing constantly. You with me? You guys hear what I mean? It doesn't help if you have the loftiest goals, but you're always falling way short. I'm not talking my goal is 100% and I hit 95. You ask me, that is a massive celebration. 5%? Psh, you're gonna knock that out soon enough. My point is if I'm setting really massive goals, if I'm talking about climbing Mount Everest and I wanna hit the top, and I prepared and I've done all these things and I get to base camp 1 and I'm like, peace out, I give up. Where does that come from? Where does that really come from? Does it come from something within? Does it come from a mechanism that we've trained to give up and to quit when we fail? Well, how about we start creating more success? So follow through sometimes is not about your inability to follow through. Sometimes it's about what are you choosing to do, or what are you saying you're gonna do? Are they things that you really want? Or is it spending time with people who you are passionate about? It's a good thing to think about. That follow through is not all about whether or not you're actually following through. Sometimes it's about what we're saying we're going to do and what we're saying we're going to follow through with. So it's a good thing to think about today. And today we're going to bring that into our meditation. The notion of what am I saying I'm going to do every day that maybe I'm not following through with. So I want you guys to really Bring that into your awareness today, and I want you to really think about the process that I just talked about. Allow your mind to help you get underneath, as I always say, what's really happening. Are you following through with all of the things you say you are, and do you feel so full and so confident and so badass because you do every single day? Or do I not feel great because I'm not following through with a lot of things? And why? What's underneath all that? What's the emotion? What's coming up? So these are some things to think about to prep you for our freaking amazing and beautiful meditation today. And then just your friendly reminder to be kind today. Most importantly, to yourself. And as always, you will reflect that to everyone else. I'm happy you are here. I'm really, really happy you are here today. And so if you're just joining, either way, we're going to do our meditation around follow through and really begin to create some momentum in our lives that allows us to follow through with all of the things that we really, really deeply want to. So it's going to make you pay attention to letting go of some things today, maybe, which is a really good thing. Make room. Paul says good morning. Adriani says good morning. Good morning. I love you guys so much. And good morning to all of you. Or good afternoon and good evening if you watch this at that time too. Right, let's get set. Let's take this time. Let's dive in. Let's have gratitude for today. As always, I'm going to open up my hands and sit with open palms to receive. I'm going to open up my heart so that I can also receive all of the learning and the insights today. Remember to focus in on your breathing when we breathe. And if your mind starts to stray, count to come back. But really take the time training your brain to focus when you want to focus. It's an important skill. So no matter what you're doing, imagine just taking a big deep breath, and that cues you to actually focus. Small tool, but really powerful. Let's train our body and our brain and our mind and our heart now to do that. So again, breathing deeply in a full 6 seconds, breathing through your nose if you can. And exhaling a full 6 seconds as well. Slowly letting the air out. Let's deepen that breath deep within our bellies and expand in our chest. Breathe deeply in. And exhale, letting it all out. Just focus on your breath, the importance of your breath. Breathing deeply in. Just allow your mind to focus on the breath. Train the brain to be present. Not anywhere in the past, not fixated on the future, just right here, right now. Good. Learning how to control the breath, breathing deeply in. This is a very special tool you can use when stress levels arise, when anxiety arises, when fear arises. Exhaling, letting everything go. Just be here with your breath. Just be present. Right here, this moment is the only thing that matters right now. Breathing deeply in. Good. Exhaling, letting it all go. You can allow your breath to return to normal and do your best to continue breathing deeply and expanding in your diaphragm. Allow your body to get good at receptivity and expansion. Body follows the mind. As we allow our mind to receive and expand, so too can we allow our body. And we're going to do a brief body scan, releasing some tension today, releasing any fear, any worry, any frustration. I'm going to allow you to practice this body scan. We begin at the top of our head and we go all the way down to our feet. I want you to go today at your own pace. Start your body scan at your top. You can go at your own pace down your body. During your body scan, the point is to simply just connect, tune into the body, and notice, is there any stuck energy? Am I holding on to anything? Am I holding any worry? Can I recognize an area in my life where I'm choosing fear? Is there somewhere in my world I'm restricting, I'm closing, I'm pushing people away? Is there some part of my past I continue to keep inviting in? All these things produce stuck energy in the body, moving down your body. Tune in and release with your breath. Letting go of anything that would keep you from expansion, anything that would keep you from honesty with yourself. Are you having a lot of emotions that you don't really want to be having, that are out of your control? Maybe you're feeling controlled by your emotions. Where is that energy stuck? Breathe deeply in and let it go. Doing great. Just another brief little bit to move through the body and release any stuck energy, any tension. Maybe have some appreciation for your body today. Without it, you wouldn't be here. Very good. Just 10 more seconds to wrap up your body scan. Clear any stuck energy. Notice anything that comes up. Very good. Breathing deeply in and letting go with a normal breath. Let's really become aware of what we put on our plates. Let's first discover, where am I not following through in my life? Is it somewhere in career? Are there things that you need to do, either because you have a job and you really want to do better, or maybe because right now with everything going on, you don't, but there's things that you keep saying you want to do in relation to your career. Maybe you've been looking at wanting to change your career. Are there things you need to do that you keep saying you need to do? Allow your awareness to show you what you need to see today. What about your spirituality? Are there things within your spirituality that you keep saying you're going to do, and maybe you keep tuning out and tuning away from? What are those things? Become aware today. Become aware. You're going to go through it. In your relationship, maybe in your romantic relationship, are there things that you know you need to address differently with your partner? Or maybe you're really wanting a relationship, and maybe you're choosing a negative state, or maybe you keep choosing people that don't give you the reflection you need. Let's become aware of the ways in which we say we want to change things, the things we say we want to do. Let's become aware of the ways in which we don't follow through. What about in your personal development? Maybe you keep saying you want to sit and read more. Maybe you keep saying you want to study and learn more. Maybe you say you want to get a coach. Maybe you say you want to do better. Maybe you're tired of running into the same walls and obstacles over and over again, and you simply don't know how to change them. And you keep saying you will, and so clearly you need to learn something differently than you know in order to do it differently. Maybe your family, maybe there's some tension or stress within your family. How are you saying you're going to show up that you're not following through? What are some things that you want to change or do within your family that maybe you're not really following through? Maybe you need some courage. Maybe you need some honesty with yourself. What about your health? What about your fitness? What about taking care of your physical body? What about taking care of your whole self? What are some things you're saying you want to do that you're not following through with? Is it maybe something to do with the food you're eating? Is it maybe something to do with the movement that you want to have in a day? And what about friends? Are there ways in which you're not showing up? Are there things that you really want to do that you're not doing? Let's just become aware right now. Let's just be aware. And if anything else comes up right now, if anything else shows up that you become aware of in a way that you're not following through, allow yourself to see that. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go right back around that wheel of life, so to speak, and we're going to get underneath all of those things we became aware of. Let's look at your career. Where are you at? And if you're not following through or showing up, what's underneath that? Is there an emotion there that keeps coming up around your lack of follow-through? What mental shift do you need to make right now that would allow you to change the way you are choosing to show up? Do you need to change the list? Or do you need to change your attitude about it? Let's grab that insight right now. To be able to follow through in the area of career, what do you need to do? What comes up? Do you need to change your attitude about it? Or do you need to change the things that you say you're going to do to align more with who you truly are and truly want to be? With your spirituality, the things that you say you want to do. Do you need to change your mindset about it? Or do you need to change some of the things you're saying you want to do? Maybe you're saying you want to do some different things because they sound like a good idea. But maybe that's not really what you want to do. Maybe you just simply need to allow yourself to be open instead of creating things to do or ways to show up that don't really feel good. Let's become aware and grab the insights underneath that. In personal development, maybe you haven't cracked open your Better You box yet. Maybe you're not choosing anything that's really helping you to expand and grow, that's challenging you. What is your list? What are the things you're saying you want to do? And do you really want to do them? Do you need to lighten that load? Or do you need to change your attitude about the way that you are approaching it? Let's grab these insights today. Put them in a basket, keep them all. And what about your family? Are there ways you really deeply desire to deal with your family differently? Are there ways that you really want to show up? Are there things that you're holding on to that are not helping there? What's underneath it? Do you need to change, and can you change your mindset about the way you're approaching it? To choose healthiness in that space. How can we do better? And what about your relationship or your desire for one? What do you find yourself saying over and over again that you're not doing? How are you not following through? Is it because you need to change the way you say you want to show up because that's not really how you feel? Or do you need to change your mindset? Maybe we need to be more compassionate and kind to ourselves. Maybe we need to be more compassionate and kind to our partners. Do we need to give ourselves grace or our partner grace? If we're single and we really want to be in a healthy relationship, maybe I need to actually turn inward and focus on my reflection before I'm trying so hard to invite someone else in. How can I follow through better? And what about your friends? How are you saying you're going to show up and not following through? Do you need to change the things you are saying and thinking about it, or do you need to change your attitude about it? Do you need to lighten the load? Maybe you even need to ask for help or reach out. Are you trying to be more than you're capable of in the moment and therefore falling short and not following through? Or maybe you need to mend something and find the courage to do that and take responsibility for your role. And what about your health? What about your body? What about your wellness? If you have a list for all the ways in which you want to improve, that you are not doing, get underneath that. Why is that not happening? What's the feeling? Do I need to change the list because it's not really what I love, but I'm just picking something because I feel like I'm supposed to? How can I move and be well in my life? How can I do things differently? How can I set myself up for success so that I can follow through? Be honest with yourself here. And if there's anything else that came up for you, why is it that I'm not following through? What do I need to shift? Do I need to shift the way I'm looking at it or what I'm choosing to look at? Good. So being aware of all of the ways, the insights that come through. Remember these today. Let's put this into practice and put this into work. But now I want you to focus on all the ways you are following through. I want you to bring attention and awareness and celebration to the ways in which you are following through. In your spirituality, what are you doing to follow through? Maybe you're here, and that's beautiful. And celebrate that, appreciate that. And also, notice the process. Why do you follow through? What happens before you show up? What's the thought? What's the feeling? What's the strategy? Become aware of that. That's one you will apply to other things in your life. What about your career? How are you showing up? What is good about this area in your life, in one way, shape, or form? What can you celebrate about it? What's the strategy? What thought, what feeling, and then thought did you have, and then action did you take in order to create some wins? Let's be mindful of that and use that. And in your personal development, how are you winning? Let's celebrate those wins. Let's celebrate the feelings felt and the thoughts had and the decisions made. And what about your relationship? How are you winning in your relationship? What are the feelings and thoughts you've had and ways you've followed through and showed up? Notice how good it feels when we do that. And what about in wanting a relationship? How are you showing up and following through? How are you honoring yourself or your partner? Let's be aware of that and celebrate that. And your family? How are you showing up with your family? Are you creating what you want to create? Let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate those ways that things are going good, whether it's one person in your family or all of your family. How are you showing up? How are you following through? Let's appreciate that. Let's understand why we do that. and your friends. How are we showing up and following through? What are we doing that feels really, really good? Let's identify the thoughts and the feelings that happen there that cause us to choose what we choose that feels good. And your health and fitness, your wellness. Are you choosing what feels good? Let's celebrate that. Even if it's one thing in that area that you're doing for your wellness that's good. Maybe you're eating less of something that's not good for you. Whatever it is, celebrate that. Get underneath why you do that. And if there's anything else that you can celebrate that you're doing well at, that you're showing up, that you're following through, any commitments you've made that you're following through, let's celebrate those. There is a process that leads us to follow through. Every single day, we have to pay attention to that process and not just stare at the outcome. You have to pay attention to the process. Tons of insights today, just a basket full. I hope for all of you too. Let's breathe together. Let's come back to our breath. Let's ground, let's center, let's really set all of these insights in, almost like planting them deeply in your heart and in your mind. Imagine if you were planting flowers, now that you've just got all these beautiful insights. Let's plant these insights in the bed of your heart and in the bed of your mind as you breathe deeply in. 6-second inhale in, fill your belly, fill your chest. And breathe deeply out, letting go. Let's just choose gratitude. Focus on your breath here. Breathing deeply in. Good, and let go. Bring your mind just to your breath, just to your breath. Breathe deeply in. And let go. Notice how the breath is so much easier when you clear the mind. Good. Breathe deeply in. And let go. Last breath, allow it to come with ease and let go of anything you need to with ease. Breathe deeply in. And let go. How are you all feeling on this fantastic, freaking amazing day? Whew! I have my basket full of insights. Do you guys too? Tons! I love it. What are some of your insights? I would love to hear. Please do share. And if you haven't picked up on this habit where I ask you to share and to communicate with me, maybe you're catching on and maybe you'll jump in and share. And while I'm giving you time to share some of your insights, I would love to remind you that on Friday, we're doing this amazing interactive meditation. So it's same thing in terms of meditation, but we're gonna do it on a Zoom call, which means we can all see one another. And so doing this, we can feel connected. But I'm so excited, Friday morning, same bat time, same bat channel. Well, a different channel really, it's Zoom. But we're gonna do a meditation together where we can actually all see one another and connect. And I'm so excited. So I hope you jump on and join. Keep watching. There's lots of posts about it. And share, 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 share. Let's get so many people connected. I want you to notice something. When we get that many people connected, I want at least 50. How amazing would that be? At least 50. Okay? And let's get them all together. Watch. It's pretty tremendous what you actually feel when we do that. It's amazing. So, who has... Adriani says, or John says, thanks. You are welcome, John. John is a man of many words, but I really appreciate you, John. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. Adriani says, oh my goodness, I love this. It will help me organize my list and goals. You are so welcome, my dear. Absolutely. Great job. I am glad you learned something, and it's so good to have you. What else? What other insights did people gather today? I would love to hear, would love your share. And again, a couple of things. We're also starting group coaching tomorrow. It starts tomorrow night. If you are interested in signing up and you haven't yet, please do so, because after we start, you'll have to wait until next month to jump in if there's availability. So that's also starting tomorrow night. Super excited. I think we have a couple of spots left, and that's it. And then our live Zoom call on Friday. Robert says, I'm good, Bree. I have too much spaghetti in my head. Need to focus on less. That's a really amazing insight. I don't know if you realize, Robert, that is a powerful insight. So good. Too much going on, and that happens for a lot of us, especially in our culture and our society. Too much bombarding, too much inundation. We need to clear that out. We will get so much more done when we just focus on this. Aha! Stacy says, so much clarity. Block, tackle, celebrate, move. I love the strategy, friend. So good. That's right. Block, tackle, celebrate, move. And I love that it says celebrate. Celebrate every win in there. It doesn't say identify something to celebrate. If there is, no, there always is. Absolutely. And use that motivation. Love it. That one's a strategist. So it's really, really good. If anyone else has any insights to share on what came through for them, maybe some new strategies for you all, I hope it helps. I hope this allows you to think about your process every single day, and maybe why we struggle with some follow through. So I love you so much. I'm so grateful you joined. As always, please share this video so it gives other people an opportunity to jump into some meditation. If you show up, that means you're getting something from this. And let's help. Maybe somebody else will too. Let's get more and more people an opportunity to utilize the power of training our minds and being still and learning and listening. So good. So I love you all so much. I hope you have the best day ever. Tomorrow I'm going to be indoors because that's when some people like to do some lawns around these parts, which is all good. And remember, Friday, 7:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is AZ time, we're going to be doing the live Zoom call. What I suggest is you copy the link off of any one of my pages that you see, my personal page on Facebook, my Humble Lion Coaching page on Facebook, or my Instagram. Put it in your calendar. Put the link in your calendar. Set up an alarm for your Zoom call, and then all you have to do in the morning is click on it and you're there. You're welcome. That's what I do. That's how I remember things. Well, I don't do it. My amazing director does it. That's how I remember things. So don't forget to block that out Friday. Don't forget, if you would like to do some coaching, or maybe you know somebody who would, we start tomorrow night. I love you all. Have the best day ever. You are amazing. And remember, follow through today. And know your worth.